はみんななぜさんの。
さあ、母親は別々だけどね。元気でしょ、うちのダーリン。
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the 8th episode review for Gundam Iron Blood-Ironed Orphans. So for this episode, we got to see a few interesting things, such as Orga being questioned about his responsibilities as leader of Tekketsu, as well as how much of a total sex god Turbine really is. And we even get to see Mikazuki pretty much mope around the entire episode. So for a quick recap, the episode first starts off by actually showing more footage as to how Orga and the others infiltrated Turbine's ship, and somehow persuaded Turbine to agree to help them. There wasn't really any sign of hostility whatsoever when Orga and the others actually managed to break inside of the command room. Well, I mean, besides the fact that Maruba was literally complaining the whole time. But I mean, aside from that, Turbine openly welcomed them in and agreed to listen to what they had to say. I believe the reason Turbine was so friendly was partly because of Maruba's consistent complaining and insults that was projected towards the kids. In addition to noticing the complete lack of respect that Maruba had for them, he also paid close attention to Orga's sentence when he pointed the gun at Maruba's head that stated, "I did have those guys as well." Although I'm not quite sure if that translation was, correct, because that sounds, well, pretty weird. The final factor into this was, of course, their fighting strength. They put up a pretty good fight and basically proved themselves. Well, most of them, that is. I mean, Akihiro really just, yeah. And after the infiltration incident, we then get to see that Turbine himself is pretty much a pimp and has an entire ship full of women that he pretty much has sex with and impregnates as well. He currently has 5 children that lives on the ship, all of which that obviously belongs to him. And I personally think that this guy is a straight up champ, but it also makes me feel pretty disgusted at the same time. Turbine then calls Orga and Biscuit to his office to discuss details regarding the list of seized goods that they've gathered from Gjallarhorn, and then requested help to find a trader that was actually willing to buy their goods, because they are of course uncommon and can't normally be sold to the traders that they currently know for the CGS in the past. The conversation then transitions into Turbine questioning why Orga declined his job offer if, they have such low income at the moment, right? And the offer that Turbine proposed would require them to pretty much separate, and Orga very strongly dislikes that due to the fact that he stated, "We can't be separated," and goes on about basically carrying on the will of his fallen comrades. Turbine then starts to question Orga's leadership and asks him if he's honestly ready to take on the responsibility that comes along with being a leader. Orga responds that he is in fact ready by saying that he's willing to die for his comrades, and then Turbine basically walks up to Orga and flicks him right in the face. Turbine disliked the fact that Orga was willing to throw his life away so selfishly, and tells him that if he dies, then Tekketsu really will be broken up. He did, however, like the fact that Orga does not simply think of his peers as comrades, but rather as his own family. And so with that final conversation, Turbine then goes off to set up a meeting with the boss of Teiwaz. And as soon as Turbine had left, Orga was pretty much left humiliated, the reason being that he believed that he came off as incredibly childish to Turbine, and initially wanted to have a conversation in a mutual manner. Oh, and one more thing that I would like to mention to you guys is that in this episode, Mikazuki actually complimented Akihiro on his fight from the previous episode, and I was just surprised, really. He literally got wrecked, and Akihiro himself even said he got wrecked. And that just kind of made me just like, really, man? Like, why would you compliment Akihiro when he literally threw himself at the enemy and literally was almost killed? But, Mikazuki was just being pretty much depressed the entire episode. But yeah, so that's it for today's episode review, guys. This episode wasn't as energetic as the previous one, but it did cause a good laugh and also offered a great experience to see some character attributes for Turbine as a whole. But yeah, let me know how you guys experienced the episode down below in the comment section. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I will see you guys later. 舞い落ちる花火が開